Hey, brother. Brother. We'll get on the other side. If you're going to yell at him. Checking the microphone levels. Matthew Monroe. Matthewmonroe, like Maryland. You weren't ready for that one, were you? What? What do you mean? What are we called? I don't know. I should, but I don't. Hey, Deontay, what are we called? What are we called? What's our organization called? National High School Basketball Association. We are with National High School Basketball Association. You want me to start over? Do you remember what it's called? What's it called? Okay. Yeah. National High School Basketball Association. Yeah. I'm with National High School Basketball Association. I teach, coach, play, and mentor these kids. Good. Yes. As far as I've taught them fundamentals, how to dribble, pass, shoot, work together as a team, defense, hustle, intensity, passion. Definitely teamwork. Teamwork is key. Hard work and teamwork is key in basketball. You can take that and go off in life and do the same thing.
So as far as teamwork, what do you think they have?
What do I think? What?
What do you think they have learned besides just
working hard, getting back on defense, and that it's a team game. That it's not just about them scoring a point. It's about working together to win as a team.
So how do you think that's going to carry over into their lives?
Well, any situation that we go through in our life, any job or any opportunity that we have to work together. We have to be able to take instruction and use that to go forward. Be able to communicate or delegate responsibilities so that we can get the job done in the quickest amount of time, the most effective way and most efficient way possible.
What are some things that you have done besides just teaching? What are some things that you have done with the organization?
Well, I mean, if there's not enough players, I actually play with the guys too. That way they get a bigger opponent to play with and really push them physically. Was that not the right question? You mean like what did I do personally? Like other than this organization? Like who did I play basketball with? Okay, so in college I played for Northern Oklahoma College, which is a junior college in Enid, Oklahoma, and I transferred from there to Missouri Southern State University, which is a Division II athletics university, international school, where I majored in mass communication and played all 4 years of basketball.
And what happened during that time?
Like how did we do? When I was at Missouri Southern, my senior year, we actually were top 10 teams in the country. We were 15, 16, and 0 coming into the regular season, and ended up losing to the number 3 team in the nation by 1 in overtime. So We went to the MIAA tournament both years, my junior and senior year that I was there, and they ended up winning the year after I was gone and the year after that as well. So they really made a name for themselves in the MIAA, which is in Missouri. So.
So what did you learn by doing that?
That the difference between high school and college is that every year is new. We get one contract, and so it's about performance and being able to respect the coach, whether you like him or not. Being able to come prepared and play as hard as possible, and to take criticism, constructive criticism, and use that to define your game, develop your game, and also take that into the classroom so that you can actually get your degree and work hard on the court and off the court, because life, relationships, jobs, everywhere you go, it takes work. It's not just going to be handed over. And when you're younger, especially playing ball for AAU or just in, underneath a bridge somewhere, sometimes you could be the best one. It could be handed to you, but every level is a different level. It's physically and mentally tough. I think that's the biggest thing that we're trying to make these kids understand, is that when you jump from high school to college, I mean, everybody was a high school All-American. Everybody was the best player on his team. But now do you have the mental capabilities of performing at that level day in and day out? When it gets tough, gut check time, seeing what's in your heart, seeing what's in your spirit, to rise above the challenges that you're faced with. And that's what I learned, and that's what I want to teach these kids, is just to say that, look, like, it's not just about this one game or scoring 25 points. It's about performing and coming to work every single day, knowing that you're not the best one, but you can be the hardest worker.
And so what type of coach are you? Are you more hands-on, stand back?
To be honest, I'm not a coach. I'm a player. But the experiences that I learned and the type of coaching that I received, I probably stray away from a lot of those things and just kind of reach them on a real level. Because I think that if I'm on their level with them, playing, like if I'm in the game with them, or if I'm running alongside them, or even coaching outside of them, making sure that they know that I'm not trying to come at them as, yes, I'm there as an authoritative figure to try to keep it in line and in order, but more as a friend. Say, look, I've been here. Relate with me here. I've experienced this. You don't need to do this. Try this instead. You don't need to go here. Try this instead. And give them alternatives so that they can learn for themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's on them, the way that they think about it, the way that they play the game, and try to mold them and develop them to be the player that they are, and not make them into anything that they're not. Can we look at you again, or look this way? Okay.
So when you're watching them, what type of things do you see in them?
I really let them play, and then I get to assess their skill level, kind of see what kind of player they are. I mean, do they work at every play? Do they hustle to get the rebound? Do they take a charge, or do they dive for the ball when it's going out of bounds? That way I can determine really where their role is on the court and who they can mold and shape their game with together as a unit. Because at the end of the day, it's a team sport. So really trying to piece them together like a jigsaw puzzle or something, and develop those pieces so every player gets to develop the right way, according to their skill set, and take all their strengths and expose them, and then grow them, and then also their weaknesses, let them know that they have them, and that it's not a bad thing to have them, but you can improve every day on the things that you struggle with.
So how do you approach critiquing them?
Kind of the same way that I try to coach them. Just be like, bring them to the side, or talk to them one-on-one instead of criticizing them out loud in front of the whole team, just because I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. But just kind of give them some encouragement. Say, hey, you're doing this well, but check this out. If you do this, it'll open up this door, or this opportunity, or this pass, and that way they can relate a little bit better. Because I'm not trying to come at them or speak down to them. I'm trying to just let them see for themselves. Hey, you see how that feels that way when you go with your left hand? If you're going to keep going, use your right foot to jump off of it and come up. That way they can see for themselves what's up. So.
What type of coaches did you have?
I had a mixing pot, melting pot, I guess, as you will, of different coaches from all different areas, different places, different structure, different background, everything. I've had the very critical, stern. I've also had the very friend-like, where they understood what kind of player I was, and they kind of developed me through that. I've had the ignore altogether, where they left it up to me altogether to understand what my weaknesses were and where I went wrong and how to change them. So there's been a lot of guidance, and there's also been a little guidance. So I kind of want to go middle of the road, where I'm hands-on, but I'm not too much, and I let them kind of develop themselves too, but to kind of steer them as they develop and grow. So.
Values, how much of your values do you try to use them, or do you try to express your values or not?
I can't hear you.
Your values,
Mm-hmm.
everything, all the values that you've been taught, do you try to show them
Yeah.
what you've been taught as well?
Yeah.
Try to enforce them, or just show them and let them?
Well, I think that a good leader leads by example. So I'll let my actions do the talking. But like I said, if there's an opportunity to share with them integrity and character and where their heart is, definitely, if they know Jesus, then that's when I feel like if I feel led by the Holy Spirit to do so, then I will. But I think the main thing of why I'm here is just to love them for who they are and who God made them, because I can't change them. I can only plant seeds and water, because God does the growing, God does the developing. So I just wait on Him.
So, are you a minister, or do you just try to minister to whoever you can?
Well, I mean, I look at what Jesus said. Jesus said, "Go," and the Great Commission is sending out people that understand who He is. So I think that we're all ministers in that regard. But I feel like for me personally, everywhere that I am, if there's an opportunity to share God's love and share the knowledge about Jesus Christ as a Savior, then that's what I'm going to do. Just because I've been given that free gift, and I feel like everyone needs to understand, hey, it's free to give Him to them as well. So all the love and the comfort that I've received from God, I feel like it's not my duty. It's just it's an honor to share that with them as well. Huh? High school. Wait. United High School, National High School Basketball Association.
You say,
I am with National High School Basketball Association. I work for National High School Basketball Association. Anchorman style. Okay.
Good
Just relax a little bit. Sure. Sorry.
Okay, so how long have you been teaching these
For about 4 or 5 months now.
And what led you to come?
Deontay at church approached us a couple times, and he said, "Hey, I've got an organization that really looks after high school kids." And I said, "Okay, just let us know, and we'll sign up." And so we did. We just showed up, and I get to work with my older brother, Michael, and it's been a lot of fun.
What is the
Most memorable moment? I would have to say when one of the kids, Robert, just went up and dunked it one time. I was just like, I like that. That's cool. Because, I didn't always dunk in high school. I mean, I could. I just didn't always. So to see him really go for it and work on his skill that much, and I like that. I think it shows his aggressiveness and his hard work. So it was enjoyable. Oh, he already knew. Yeah, I didn't show him anything. I mean, I could show him a few things afterwards, but most of the stuff he already knew. So it was just fun to see him high fly.
So did you just go crazy over it, or?
Yeah. I cheered pretty loud. It was pretty great. Woo! Dunks. Everybody likes dunks. So. Weirdest thing that's happened? There's been a couple times where it's just been 2 players show up, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 players. So it's like when the smaller numbers, so it's like kind of scratch your head because you can't do a lot of the main team drills. So it's like, okay, what are we going to do? So I remember one time we literally worked on dribbling the whole time, and it was just like the whole court was just chairs, and it was pretty weird. But we worked on handling and trying to get through it for the day, and everybody worked really hard, so I was actually pretty impressed with the guys' work ethic. So it was weird, but it actually helped their game, I think, a little bit more. Just because with the smaller numbers, it's harder to work full court games and working on getting their lungs, and you know what I mean. So
you don't just run them?
No, I don't.
No lines?
Usually if they miss a layup or something, I'll make them do a down or back or two, but nothing to where they feel like they're being punished. I'm not trying to punish these kids. I'm trying to work with them. I think that most of the time when they're scrimmaging or playing, that gets their most endurance because you got to think on your feet, you got to run, you got to work out as the game is going on, not just methodically running back and forth. I feel like that kind of takes away. Yes, it helps, so I'm not taking away from any coaches that make them run. But for me, I feel like playing is where they get their most endurance and their cardio. So that way they don't feel like they're being punished, like I said. So. Yeah, mine too. So I've been there.
As far as fundamentals, what does that consist of?
When it comes to dribbling, keeping your head up, keeping your eyes open so you can make a good pass, and not holding onto the ball for no reason or just dribbling it for no reason. Keeping your eyes up, I think, is the biggest thing, especially for point guards or people that are going to be 1 or 2 position. Having that attribute really differentiates them from other guards because they can dribble the ball well in between traffic, see the trap coming, and see who the open man is.
So basically doing everything without looking.
Right. I mean, fundamentals of dribbling would be not to stare at the ball as you dribble down, and going back and forth between the legs, behind the back, doing spin moves, working on your footwork. I think is essential for ball handling. If we get really crazy, you can actually use like a tennis ball and really work on your hand-eye coordination. shooting. Everybody wants to score. So I think that if they understand the fundamental and the rhythm of shooting, they can get in the flow of their muscle memory a little bit better. Working on really squaring the feet up, exploding as they come up to shoot, extending the follow through. So I think shooting is a big one too, because everybody likes to score points or get buckets or whatever you want to call it.
State your name and spell it.
Deontay Copeland, D-E-U-N-T-A-T-E, Copeland. Test. Can you hear me now? Okay. Sound check still messed up. Call me now. It's Cleo. I wonder why. Call me now.
What you got to say? Like, I stayed up real late one time to watch him.
Cleo, call me now. Oh, you want me to even state the case?
Yeah, this cool.
St. Davis.
That's the man that was on the Cosby Show.
Yeah. Them folks that be, I don't know what the heck they was doing, but they just did all that stepping stuff they doing.
Child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Good. Can you hear me now? All right.
One more time.
My name is Deontay Copeland, D-E-U-N-T-A-T-E, Copeland.
And the name of your organization?
National High School Basketball Association.
Okay, I am with.
I'm with the National High School Basketball Association.
And how did you start this?
I founded this in 2006. I was a college student. Always felt passionate about basketball and always wanted to find a way to help young people. And so I developed this program to be able to develop young people in, something they love to do, which is play basketball, but give them the core components they need to succeed outside of basketball, which is getting your grades, teaching them the art of giving back, and also being able to teach them life skills. So, establishing programs such as, the community service stuff, the educational piece, and the mentoring piece was very important, part of this program.
How's this organization different from others that's been around for 10 years?
I think structure. I think it's the way we do things. A lot of organizations been around for years, like your Boys and Girls Clubs and your AAUs and of course YMCA's. They're more structured. They have a lot of facilities. They're on site. We're more mobile. We do a lot of things. I think it's more so how we do things. I think our concentration is basketball as far as how we draw people in, but I think the mission is similar as far as, we all want to help kids. I think the component of it is just how we do it. And I think that's basically what it's all about. It's just we have the similar mission, which is helping kids, but it's the way we do it is different.
And do you have a success rate?
Well, I think our success rate is developing because, like a lot of the kids we have, we're growing up. I think over the last 3 or 4 years were developmental years for us because, it's hard. It's hard really putting together a nonprofit like this on a local scale and national scale. It's tough. There's a lot of things people don't tell you about developing things like this that you have to go through. And so, we've had some kids that have, been well and they've gone on to college, and they have some that, they're just like to try to find their way. And so I think that's the thing, is just with our success rate is just, I think every year that we do this is growing. I know this year we'll definitely have a lot of kids that are going to school, and we'll have opportunity to do greater things. I think those first few years we were involved and end up and going, it was more developmental. We were learning kind of as we go to be able to take the kids the next year and make them even better the next year.
So, why did you decide to expand?
Well, I mean, the interest for our program is strong in other areas. I mean, yeah, it is a good interest here in Arkansas, but the areas where a lot of the basketball's predominantly strong, there was a big need for this, and especially a lot of these major cities where there's a lot of areas where there's need for developing kids that just don't have a lot of stuff to do and be involved in. I think that there's a need for, especially we're trying to focus around basketball. We decided to expand this program. My vision when I first started out was just to do something on a localized level, but as I started to to really think about it and pray about my vision, it changed. It definitely changed, because it went from doing something really small to expanding, and I think we really accomplished a lot by doing that, because when I first started this, I had no intent on doing this on a larger scale, but as we started to grow, my vision started to get bigger, and the need was stronger in some areas than it was in Arkansas, and so we wanted to go where there was a stronger need, and so by doing that, we really reaped the benefits.
And can you list the states that you have an affiliation with?
Yeah, we are located in Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Dallas and Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, Michigan, New York City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Los Angeles, California.
And how did you get your start with basketball?
Well, I've always been around basketball my whole life. Ever since I was a kid, I use basketball as a tool. Basketball is my life. I felt like I was one of those kids that I thought that I was going pro. I think I was going to be the next Michael Jordan. I thought I was going to be the next, the next superstar. I thought about that. But, because I come from a town where it's a small town. It's a town of 357 people, and basketball's life there. Basketball, everybody eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball. And so, that's all I did. Every day I would play basketball. When I was feeling down, I played basketball. When I was happy, I played basketball. It was a way of life. And so it wasn't until I got to be around 11th and 12th grade that I started to see there's more to life than basketball. And so I started to see that I was good at other stuff besides sports. And so I wanted to be able to show these other young men that, hey, there's more to life than basketball. Even not everybody's going to the NBA, not everybody's going to be a professional player. But you can use the skills that you learn from basketball to help you become a better person, not only, in your community, but also in the classroom and life in general. And so I think that this program is designed to do that. I've seen many great players to do, that could have been awesome in other things in life, but they walk in the street there, on the corner, and they do all kinds of stuff, but they were great basketball players. I don't want these kids to do that. It's time for a change. It's time to, to help these young men to be able to realize that, hey, basketball is great, but the whole concept of the program is, where are you going when you put the ball down? When we lay this ball down, where are you going? Because everybody has to have an answer for that. Because at the end of the day, we're going to cut these lights off. We're going to go home. And so at the end of the day, where are you going when we send you home? Well, Memphis. Memphis was our first city. Memphis is a strong basketball powerhouse. There's also a strong need to develop youth in that area. And so we definitely and really the reason why we went to Memphis because we had a close relationship with the Memphis Grizzlies. There was a lady that contacted me at the time. She was an organization called Mentor, and we were trying to partner with them on a national scale. And so they said, why don't we go to why don't you talk to our regional rep from the Memphis area? And so she called me one day and said, hey, said I was calling you because I heard you wanted to talk to us about working together. Well, I'm actually moving to the Grizzly office. And so I'm working for the foundation. And so we ended up talking, and then from there, ever since we've been working, kind of hands-on with the Grizzlies, just with their, with our kids, with the Tickets for Kids program, and just being able to do fundraisers with them on and off has been a blessing. And so we expanded to the area and just saw that, a lot of kids, a lot of things are receptive for that area, but it's still a tough area. Every area we deal with is tough, you know what I'm saying? And everything's a challenge. That's why we College Documentary Making It Happen, just highlighting a lot of things that we do, across the board in all the different areas.
And what lessons have you learned along the way?
Nothing is a quick fix. I mean, everything perseverance. I mean, when you think you got it figured out, I mean, all of a sudden, boom, something changes. I mean, patience. It takes time. Regardless of how you think you got it figured out, there's always something that you feel like you're going to miss. You have to go back, and work it out. Realize that things will eventually work themselves out. You have to continue to work hard and develop, because, this is a process. I mean, this is something that you definitely, have. I know not everything is going to work out perfect. You're going to have ups and downs, but realize at the end of the day, that, hey, just if you stay hard, you work hard, continue to pray about it, things will eventually happen for you. And realizing the mission, the mission is to help these kids. So, regardless of what happens, that's what we're here for.
Where was the last city that you expanded to?
Last city, I would say it was it New York City? Yeah, I think it was New York City, man. And actually, New York City is actually where a lot of our bases are going to be. It's amazing because really I was kind of fearful of New York City because it was so big. I mean, my vision, I knew it was big, but I didn't realize it was that big. I'm thinking, wow, New York City, that's a huge city. I'm from a little small country town. I mean, I never experienced anything that big before. And so to actually do something in that city was actually great because the reception there was awesome because that is a major sports city, especially in basketball. And so when we started wanting to do stuff there, people just welcomed us with open arms. And I'm glad that we actually made that move because if I hadn't made that move, I would have the people in my circle that are helping us now. And most of them are from New York City. I mean, a lot of folks who have worked with us are from Chicago and New York City. And so I'm glad that we made that expansion because they see the vision, they see the need for this program, and they're the ones helping us put it together. Continue to build. We continue to build because, like I said, there's no quick fix. We continue to build, continue to grow, and continue to develop our programs. Our goal is to be able to help as many kids as we can, but to do it in a way to where we continue to gain exposure and gain a lot of awareness about the things we're trying to do with these kids, because I think the more kids know about how we're trying to help them, the more kids we can help. And I think we continue to build the program, build how we help the kids, build what we can do for the kids so we can help them to be able to have a great future.